Mangal Bhavan Amangal Hari, Dravahu Dashrath Ajar Bihari. Om Tulsi Dasai Nama, Om Valmikya Nama, Om Gauripataye Nama, Om Sapatnakaya Laxmane Nama, Om Shatrugnya Nama. Salutations to the wife. Om Hanumat Nama. Although he had chanted the name of God with guilt, he has attained Anupam, which has no other comparison, and Achal, non-moving, place. Then Pavan's son Shri Hanumanji has brought Lord Shri Ramchandraji under his control by remembering the name itself. And other Ajamals and courtesans etc. have become so many, who have been freed from the influence of God's name. So no matter how far I praise the name, even Shri Ramchandraji cannot be able to say the effect of the name or the immense fame of its virtues. For this reason, the name of Shri Ramji is the abode of welfare in the form of Kalpavriksha in Kalikal, by remembering whom, I am becoming Tulsidas in the form of Tulsi today. In this way, all the living beings who have attained salvation in all the 4 ages, all the 3 times and all the 3 worlds, all of them have become like that only by chanting the name. Vedas, Puranas and sages agree that to have love for Sri Ramchandraji is the result of all virtues. In the first Yuga, Satyug, the Lord was satisfied by meditation. In the second Yuga, Treta Yuga, by performing yajnas and by worshipping in the Dwapar Yuga. But Kalikal, which is the root of dirty sins, and the minds of human beings are engaged like fish in the ocean of sin. The very name of God in him is a terrible time for the tree of lust, by remembering which all the calamities of the world are abducted. That's why the name of Shri Ramchandraji is the giver of the desired fruit in Kalikal, and he is the one who does good in this world and in the hereafter as well as the parents. In this way, if I see, there is no effect of karma, dharma and vivek, knowledge, except the name of Ram in this Kalikal, because this Kaliyug, the storehouse of hypocrisy, is like the Kalnimi demon, and to destroy it only, Nam, is the beautiful intellect and powerful Hanuman. That's why the name of Shri Ramchandraji is similar to Narkeshari form, i.e. Lord Narsimha, to destroy this Kalikal like Hiranyakshipu demon. Chanting men like Prahlad destroy the army of demons by chanting them and then protect them. Therefore, whether the name of the Lord is chanted with emotion, with malice, with laziness or with jealousy, yes, but chant the name in 10 directions. Mass is the form only. So remembering the same name, bowing my head to Sri Ramji, I narrate the story of his virtues. So I hope that they will improve this creation of mine in every way, that those who are never satisfied even after showing kindness. But there is a concern in this, that Sri Ramchandraji is my very beautiful master and I am his very bad servant. How can I live with this? Nevertheless, Dayanidhi Bhagwan has protected me by looking at himself, that is, because of his superiority. Because it is the rule of a good master in the world and in the Vedas that they recognize love by listening to humility. The rich, the poor, the rural and the city dwellers, the learned, the foolish, the dirty and the famous. Good and bad poets praise the king according to their own wisdom. Kings, sages and those with beautiful intellect are good-natured. The king has a part of the most merciful God. That's why he respects everyone by recognizing the common people's devotion, mind and beautiful speed. This is the nature of Prakrit kings, and my king of Kosal, Lord Shri Ramchandraji, is the crown jewel and great scholar even among the kings. That Shri Ramchandraji gets irritated by affection, but who is more dirty and dull-witted in this world than me? Who does not love him? But I hope that Shri Ramchandraji must keep the love and desire of this foolish slave. Because he had made a boat of stone and made bears and monkeys his wise ministers. Everyone tells me that Tulsidas, You see, Tanat is the servant of Lord Shri Ramchandraji, so I understand that Shri Ramji is criticized by my servant and he has to bear ridicule. Because there is a master like Shri Ramji and where there is a servant like this Tulsidas, then how can there be a reconciliation? Dreams, when there is so much fault in me that I do impudence again and again, listening to which even hell will frown, that is, which even hell will hate. Whenever I understand sitting in solitude, I automatically feel afraid of my actions. But Sri Ramchandraji did not even think about it in his dreams. Because if I had thought, or thought somewhere with a steady mind after seeing and hearing, then I would not have passed anywhere. But Swami Sri Ramchandraji praised my mind and devotion. This thing or this love is not worth saying, because a good thing gets destroyed by speaking and listening. Yes, it is a sure principle that Sri Ramchandraji gets pleased after knowing the heart of his devotee. He does not care about the mistake of the devotee which may happen. He always thinks about his good nature. Otherwise, because of the sin he killed Bali like a tiger and Sugriva did the same thing again. The same act was done by Vibhishan that he had kept Mandodari. But merciful God Sri Ramchandraji did not give place to this fault of his in his heart even in his dreams. But while meeting Bharatji, in the Raj Sabha, Sri Ramchandraji only talked about the qualities of Vibhishan. Tulsidasji says that if this Lord was not like this, would he himself have lived under the tree and made those monkeys who always climb on the branches of the tree, equal to him? So no one is more Solanidhan Swami than that Sri Ramchandraji Maharaj. Not there. So O Sri Ramchandraji Maharaj, this organization of yours is good for everyone, and if it is always true then it must be good for me Tulsidas also. In this way describing my merits and demerits and then bowing my head to everyone, I describe the pure fame of Sri Ramchandraji, listening to which sins are completely destroyed in Kali Yuga. I will describe the same in dialogue, O gentlemen. All of you listen with happiness in your mind. This beautiful character was, first of all, created by Lord Shiva, then by grace he told to Parvatiji. Then Shivji told the same to Kakbhushundiji, knowing him as a devotee and authority of Sri Ramchandraji. Then after hearing the same i.e. from Kakbhushundi, Yajnavalkya Muni got it and he i.e. Yajnavalkya Muni told Sri Bhardwaj Muni. Both the listener and the speaker were equally intelligent, equanimous and knowledgeable in the pastimes of the Lord. His knowledge was so great that he knew all the past, present and future like a gooseberry kept in the palm of his hand. Apart from these, there are others who are devotees of God and have good knowledge and who say, hear and understand each other's lola to each other. They are also knowledgeable and devotees. In this way, when people went on talking and thinking among themselves, then in the era of Aya, I heard this beautiful story from the mouth of my teacher in Shukarshetra. But at that time I was very young, due to which I could not understand properly as it was supposed to be understood, because till that time I was completely unintelligent. Because 1. The listener or speaker of this story was a treasure of knowledge, very knowledgeable and philosopher, and secondly, this story of Sri Ramchandraji is very deep, i.e. difficult. Then how could I, a non-living being who was suffering from the sins of Kali Yuga, be able to understand him? Still, Sri Gurudevji kept telling this story again and again for me to understand. Like then be my intellect, according to what I could understand, I understood. Now I am bound by language he is writing in such a way that my mind gets better understanding, knowledge. As I have the power of intelligence and knowledge, I will say so with the inspiration of Hari, God. So that my mind's attachment, confusion and doubt can be removed. So I composed this story of Sriramchandraji in the form of a boat to cross the river in the form of the world. This Shri Ramkatha gives comfort to learned and intelligent people and also pleases all ordinary people and especially destroys the sins of Kali Yuga. This Ramkatha, the story of Ramayana, is a peacock for the destruction of Kali Yuga rupee snake. Then the story of Ramji is like this. As if Arani is the wood of the Yajna to generate the fire of discretion, from which fire is generated. Then the story of Ramji Kali I am Kandarupi, that is, to remove all the sorrows of Kali Yuga. There is Kamdhenurupi Ji and Sujan is a beautiful Sanjeevani herb for good men, and the same Shri Ramchandraji's story is like a river of nectar on this earth, which destroys the sorrows of the world and illusion. To swallow Medak is a serpent. This Ramkatha is equal to Gangaji to destroy the hell like the army of demons. Girinandini means Durga in direct form for the benefit of the family of sages and deities, and in the form of society of good men, like Lakshmi in the sea and carrying the burden of the world. For a like the immovable earth. The story of Shri Ramchandraji Yamuna was brought into this world to blacken the mouths of the people of Yamraj river, and it is like Kashipuri to give salvation to the living beings. This story is as dear to Shri Ramchandraji as the Tulsi tree, and for me Tulsidas it is as beneficial as Mother Hulsi. This story is as dear to Shri Mahadevji as Narmada, the daughter of the mountain named Makal, and is the mine of wealth that bestows all achievements. Then this Ramkatha is the mother of virtues, and there is no limit to the love and devotion of Shri Ramchandraji. In this way, the story of Shri Ramchandraji is like Mandakini, Ganga, which flows in this Chitrakoot form of beautiful mind. Tulsidasji says that this is the forest in the form of affection, in which there is a description of Shri Sitaramchandraji's vihar. Shri Ramchandraji's character is like a beautiful Chintamani, and he is the beautiful adornment of the beautiful wisdom like woman of the saints. In this way, the group of virtues of Shri Ramchandraji is the benefactor of the world and the provider of liberation, wealth and religion. This Ramchari is the Sadguru of knowledge, quietness and yoga, and it is like Vaibdvedya, i.e. Vedya of gods Ashwini Kumar, to destroy the terrible diseases of the world. This Ramcharit is like a parent for the love of Shri Sitaramji and is the seed form of all vows, religion and rules. He is the destroyer of all sorrows and sins and the beloved protector of both the world and the hereafter. Thought is the valiant minister of the king, and Kumbhar is like a sage to soak up the vast ocean of greed. Kamko Kalimal Karagan Ke. It is like a cub of a lion to destroy the youth of lust, anger and sinful elephants of Kali Yuga. It is dear and worshipable to Lord Shankarji like a guest, and it is like a water-giving cloud to destroy the fire of the forest of poverty. Boli Siyavar Shri Ramchandra Bhagwan Ki Jaya, say Shri Ramchandra, hail to your parents.